Donald Trump will be the president of America in 74 days. I want this video to serve as a message to the 72 million American citizens that voted for him because you deserve to know the harm that you've caused.
Let's watch Dean Withers go from excited to devastated on the election. The first couple clips will also explain kind of who he is. If you're not aware, here we go.
I'm Dean, the liberal that just debated 20 conservatives on Jubilee. I thought I'd come on here and share my thoughts about how I think everything went. So first of all, filming the actual episode was insufferable. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Most of those Republicans were some of the most willfully ignorant human beings that I've ever sat in the same room with.
Let's move to a clip now from that episode. This episode, by the way, aired about 6 weeks before the 2024 election.
In Los Angeles County.
Mind if I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So I've a lot of reasons I'd like to bring up here why I'd say that Trump doesn't care about the American people, but you referenced his economic policy, and we could reference that. So yeah, can you name one economic policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefited the low and the middle class more than it benefited the top 1%?
I am glad he brought this up because lately MAGA and the Republican Party is doing a far better job at having policies that benefit low and middle income people than Democrats. This is from Trump term 1. This is such a massive deal.
Perhaps most importantly, after years of stagnation and decline, American wages, salaries, and incomes are rising very fast. Median household income is now at the highest level in the history of our country.
And I'll just show this graph here for a second, but check this out. Real median household income in the United States, this is Trump term 1, 2016, 2018, going up. It was flat for quite a long time. And then over here where the cursor is, this is around Biden's term. So when Dean Withers says something like this.
So yeah, can you name one economic policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefited the low and the middle class more than it benefited the top 1%?
The data just simply does not back that up. Trump and MAGA, for the first time in a long time, delivered rising wages. Okay, moving forward a bit, we're now just days before the 2024 election.
Dean Withers here. Republicans will tell you that they're pro-law and order and don't want violent offenders to be able to buy and own firearms, but then they'll let a violent offender like Trump have access to the nuclear codes in the Oval Office. Got it.
Good one, bro. Come on. That's the worst one of those got it's that I've ever seen. Now we are post-election.
It is now official. CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president.
Donald Trump will be the president of America in 74 days. I want this video to serve as a message to the 72 million American citizens that voted for him because you deserve to know the harm that you've caused. Kamala Harris will not be the next president, and this means that
the harm. I don't know about that. The country seems to be running quite well.
Almost 3 months into President Trump's crackdown on immigration, the month of March saw the lowest southwest border crossings in history.
Breaking just moments ago, the June jobs report showing stronger than expected growth. The jobs market is still humming along.
Kamala Harris will not be the next president, and this means that Roe v. Wade will not be restored. Because there's no federal protections for abortion.
But if Kamala would have won, would Roe v. Wade really have been restored? Biden, or somebody at least, was just president and had the Senate. Maybe people would say, oh, but he didn't have the Supreme Court or he didn't have the House. But I don't think if Kamala won, it's not just snap of the fingers to put Roe v. Wade back in.
There's 22,000 SA victims that are denied access to abortion in states with total bans every year. That is 60 women per day. And because you decided to vote for Trump, who firmly stands against
he gets real aggressive here.
Any and all federal protections for access to abortion, those 60 women's pain, suffering, and trauma is on your hands every 24 hours like clockwork. Now let's talk about
That's so creepy. He just said that so weird. It kind of gives me chills. Dude, what the heck?
Economy. If you are the average American, your taxes will be higher and your bills will be larger. Donald Trump's tax plan doesn't...
His framing that, Kamala's for the little guy... Give me a break.
Donald Trump's tax plan does include some cuts for the middle class, but you're not his focus. 83% of the tax cuts in his tax plan go to people making over $500,000 a year.
It's so ridiculous. Just listen to the Treasury Secretary talk.
And I told him Wall Street's done great for the past 4 years, 10 years, 20 years. It can continue doing great, but it's Main Street's turn now.
Kamala Harris's tax plan would have been better for you because it was built for you. 100% of the cuts in her plan went to members of the low and middle class. And finally,
your bills will be higher.
Liberals just love a plan. They don't want to look at like past results as much. I find that to be a trend. Liberals go, oh, but the plan's going to be so good moving forward. Never mind what Democrats have been doing for decades.
And finally, your bills will be higher because of Trump's tariffs. They will cause inflation, making you pay more for goods from other countries.
Let's check in on that. Trump's been in now for 6 months about. How's inflation going?
Inflation data, wholesale inflation data, breaking news for the month of June. PPI comes in unchanged. We're expecting up 0.2.
If you compare it to Biden, it's not even a contest.
In just 1 year as president, Joe Biden has driven inflation to a 40-year high.
This little video that he just did following the election, total comedy. Now some other short clips here post-election.
Donald Trump has announced that he wants to place a 25% tariff on all goods imported from Canada, including oil and gas, which experts have estimated will raise the price of your gasoline by upwards of 70 cents a gallon.
Let's check in on gas prices.
As we count down to the July 4th holiday, some welcome news at the pump. Summer gas prices hit a 4-year low.
And have people not learned that not everything Trump says is exactly going to be the policy the following day? Sometimes, sure, but he obviously is negotiating for a large part of it as well. Despite the fact Dean clearly prefers Kamala over Trump, Trump helped out on TikTok, which makes this video quite funny.
Hello everybody, it's Dean Withers, and this is possibly my last video on TikTok ever.
How do you plan to stop the ban on TikTok next month?
We'll take a look at TikTok. You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok.
And as of today, TikTok is back. And we hired this guy, and I went on TikTok. Can you believe what I'll do to win an election?
TikTok is back online for US users, and here's everything that you need to know about it. So Donald Trump sent a post out on Truth Social this morning stating that he wants TikTok back online today so people could post about his inauguration tomorrow, stating that no service provider for TikTok will be fined if they allow it to stay online.
It's obviously pretty funny that Trump's action on TikTok there does help out Dean, who is big on TikTok from what I've seen. Here's another one posted in February.
The price of literally everything is about to go up because of Donald Trump's tariffs. Here's a handful of things that you should buy immediately. First, if you own a car, fill up your gas tank. 70% of
the confidence in that statement is the funny part. Just bang, everything's going to go up in price. I'm sure of it. Incredible.
Drivers will find some relief at the gas pump, with the national average expected to dip to $3.15 Friday, the lowest level on July 4th since 2021, according to Gas Buddy.
Okay, I'm going to close this video out with two very short clips of Dean talking about the conflict with Israel and Iran.
Breaking news, it's official. America has gone to war with Iran. Trump just announced that the American military dropped bombs on 3 nuclear facilities within the country.
And then just days later...
Breaking news, Donald Trump has announced a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Iran. This is a post by Trump on Truth Social
awesome.
that reads, "Congratulations to everyone. It has been..."
So awesome. Anyway, with that said, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. See you in the next video.